Today we are diving right in and setting up our development environment for Playwright and Python. I will show you how to use tools like Pyenv for managing Python versions and Poetry for dependency management. For code editing, I will use Visual Studio Code. By the end of this episode, you will be ready to start building your web automation scripts and automation tests. For this tutorial, I will focus on installing steps for Ubuntu Linux. If you are using Windows, don't worry. I recommend checking out Pyenv for Windows. You can find detailed instructions on the Pyenv Windows GitHub page, which I will link in the description below. Before we dive in, let me quickly walk you through today's agenda. First, we will install Pyenv. Next, we will move on to setting up Python with Pyenv. After that, we will install Poetry. And finally, we'll create a new project and set it up with Poetry so we are ready to start coding in the next episode. Let's ensure you have the tools we need. We'll start by installing Pyenv. I would like to mention that on my side I already have installed all the dependency as well as Pyenv. To build Python version from source using Pyenv, you need to install several system libraries and development tools. Run the following command. These packages are required for compiling Python versions from source. If your package cannot be found, you might need to install them separately or check your system's package manager. You can always ask ChatGPT for help. Like this, you start to dig into the problems and understand them. What is most important about problems is that you learn the most from them. Once we are done with installing the dependencies, we can proceed with installing Pyenv. You have two primary methods to install Pyenv. First one is to clone the GitHub repository, and the second one is to use one-line install script. The second option is easier, so we'll use this one. This script automates the installation process, including setting up dependencies and environment variables. As you can see, on my end I already have installed Pyenv. Now that we installed Pyenv, the next step is to make sure our system knows where to find it. This is done by adding the Pyenv binary directory to our system path. Path is essentially a list of directories that your terminal checks when you run a command. Here's what we will do. We'll define the location of Pyenv with an environment variable called pyenvroot. Then we will add the Pyenv binary directory to the path so we can use Pyenv commands from anywhere in the terminal. And finally, we'll initialize Pyenv so it can manage our Python version seamlessly. If you're using bash, you will add this line to the bash rc file. Let me show you how. Open the file using the nano text editor. Then we scroll to the bottom of the file and paste these lines. We save the file and exit it with Ctrl+X. Once that's done, we need to apply the changes so our terminal recognizes the updated configuration. You can do this by running following command. Check if Pyenv is in the path by running echo path. As we see, we have installed Pyenv here and everything seems to be good. Finally, test if Pyenv is working by running pyenv -1 version. With that, we have Pyenv installed. Let me install Python with Pyenv. I will use Python 3.11.4 for this tutorial, which is already installed and also set globally. To check installed versions, use pyenv versions. As you can see, the 3.11.4 version is already installed and already set as a global. This you can see with this star in the front. Another useful command for Pyenv is to check all available Python versions. This you can do with pyenv install -l. It gives you all the available versions of Python. To install one of the versions, just type pyenv install, and the version of Python which you want to install. For example, type it. Installation normally takes a little bit of time. Here we are finally. Let's set the installed version as a global version. And let's see what is currently global version. With that we set global Python version. Easy, right? Let's change it back to 3.11.4. And check it one more time. Here we are. Let's install Poetry. It's a powerful tool for managing Python dependencies and virtual environments. To install it, run this command. Once installed, add Poetry to your path as instructed by the installer. As I already have installed Poetry on my side, I won't install it one more time. You can check if it's working with this command. And that's it, you have Poetry installed. Let's set up our project. First, create a new directory and navigate into it. On my side, I already have created this folder, so I will just navigate into it. Initialize the project with Poetry, using Poetry init. Follow the prompts to set up your project metadata. You can leave the defaults for now. After initialization, the new pyproject.toml file appears in the project. To create new virtual environment, type Poetry shell. With that, you create a new virtual environment. Let's add Playwright as dependency. For this, perform following command. This command installs package and ensures it is added to your pyproject.toml file, which acts as your project configuration. Let's install the Playwright browsers. For this, use following command, which downloads browsers for you. To confirm everything is set up, let's run a quick Playwright check. This will verify the installation and ensure everything is working fine. If you see Playwright version displayed, you're all set. Congratulations! You just set up your development environment for Playwright and Python. In the next episode, we'll write our very first Playwright script and run some basic tests to see it in action. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay updated on the future videos. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or run into issues while setting up. See you in the next video.